Hey, it's JJ and welcome to another Minecraft video. So of course this Minecraft video, not doing too much, just farming wheat. Now I'd like to share a little story, and if you know me, you know what it's gonna be about. It's gonna be about wheat. Now I was new to Hypixel Skyblock a long time ago, so I don't really recall those times. But knowing me, I was a pretty chillax person. First thing I went into was mining. Thought I had a passion for it, but really, now I see myself as an agricultural boy. Now, guess what mining does? Helps strengthen your position. How does it help strengthen your position? Well, mining, of course, you get your iron where you can make your iron armor and your sword. Deeper into it, you can get diamond armor, and looking on to the later times, I could even get hardened diamond armor. Now, hardened diamond armor, I'd say, is about 4 times stronger. And I was a chillax player at the time, watching Technoblade, checking out the latest info on Skyblock, just chillaxing. And I believe I was going for my minions, trying to get more space for them so I could earn more money. Now, money in Skyblock is interesting because I'd say it's about like a tenth of an actual. Comparatively, it's like a tenth of an actual dollar, but in game. So, like, the 6 cents in my purse is really like 60 coins in Skyblock. Now, I know what you're thinking. Joseph, why are you bringing up money? Well, it turns out enchanted cobblestone and iron and whatnot is where the money lied, because you could get about like thousands of coins, like hundreds of dollars for it. So I started going into the field of mining. Now, the greatness of mining, and all greatness of mining, honestly is harder than you think, because, unlike real life, this is Minecraft, where in the mines you can find zombies, you can find skeletons, pigmen, and slimes. Now, of course, the deeper you go into the mines, the harder they'll be. And on the lapis mine and the lowest level, you can get armor from it. So I was like, easy money, because if I get armor, I get money, and collecting materials gets me money. So I was really into mining. Got my hardened diamond armor, and I was like, okay, what's the next big thing I can go for? I had a sharpness 5, scavenger 5 sword. I believe it had knockback 1 with it, and other enchantments like fire aspect. Turns out, it was a really weak sword, and I had not much to do with it. So I went to Technoblade, because he knows the answers, and he got the Ember Rod. What's an Ember Rod, you're asking? It is the equivalent of, I believe, 4 diamond swords, and I could just one-hit everything if I was skilled enough. So, I decided to build up that skill. Later on, after a couple days worth of waiting in the blazing fortress, killing magma cubes, blazes, collecting glowstone and quartz, I got bored. So I gathered my measly 1.5 million coins and went to the auction house. Now, the auction house is interesting because you get like a certain amount of time to bid on items. And as other people bid, you have to bid higher and higher. So I was just going through this like a normal Skyblock player, and I won. I got a luck 5, giant killer, ender slayer, sharpness 5, and the list goes on for a bit. Now, I was so proud, and yeah, I was just so proud of what I'd done. Now, what does this pride have to do with farming wheat? Well, at the time, I was like, I can place more minions down by the more unique minions I craft. And unique minions is getting a minion you haven't got before. So I was like, well, cobblestone, that's easy to do. And I went into cobblestone. At the time, enchanted cobblestone and enchanted redstone could get you a compactor. Now, compactors are good because instead of your minions mining diamond ores, they mine diamond blocks. And I was like, yes! This is gonna save me so much time from having minions doing nothing because their inventory's full. So I started tearing up my cobblestone minion. Got to like tier 8, and I started looking even deeper into the auction house. I listened to what people said, checked the top bid of what their auctions were, and if I found it worthy, I'd actually bid. But I mean, a dead bush for 3,500. I could get one for free. Now that is very bad. And yeah, I was just going along casually, and I thought, I should start recording this stuff, which is where some people got to see my terrible, terrible Hypixel streams. Now, back when I'd say I was still doing a bit of recording, not really deeply into it, still into YouTube. I started doing streams on Streamlabs, and trust me, that did not play off if any of you have ever seen them, because it was just a ton of pictures. Like, not even video. It would just freeze for 2 minutes doing nothing, and honestly, I started to develop a sort of sense of my Skyblock person. Now, the difference between me and my Skyblock player is that, well, I'm here, I want the strongest, the best things. But for my player, what does he want? And so I started thinking, well, if I was in this game, I'd want recognition. So, I just sat there, trying to find a way to become popular. Now, I couldn't stream, I could record, but it would take a while. For example, this is a 30-minute video of me just mining wheat, and I'm bored to death. Do I have this devotion? Yes. Do I want to do it? Not entirely. So, of course, I kind of gave up until one day technically revealed the Great Potato War. Now, in this, he reveals rankings and whatnot. And I was like, what if I get a rank in something that's easy to get? And by then, I was working on my wheat minion, getting it to tier 11. I was about 3 million coins into this. You know, practically recovered from buying the Ember Rod. And I thought, yeah, let's do something about it. So, start going. Seems like I was ready for this. I still had no idea what I was doing, just sitting there. So I started searching for a collection. An actual, legit collection. I wasn't seriously thinking of wheat. Well, I did wheat in my pastime just to level up my wheat minion. I was like top 3%. There's probably a lot of people pushing hard to stay on top of wheat. Stayed away from it. Started doing diamonds more and zombie flesh. Turns out I was not even in the top 10% for those, so I gave up. I looked at wheat again, and I was like, no, please, I don't want to do it. And in the end, I gave in. I started going at wheat, not too hard, but hard enough that actually counts as me pushing into that leaderboard spot. You know, I was getting about 2,000 wheat a week. Now, that's not a lot, but the fact that it takes 10,000 wheat, like, looking through this video, the whole 30 minutes, I got about, let's see, that is actually a pretty good question. How much did I get? I got, I'll do the math later. I got 64 times 64 times 9 times 12. Now that's a pretty big number. So, back to the wheat thing. I got like 10,000 a month, and in just this short period of time, I already passed that. I wasn't really taking it seriously. By the time summer was finishing, well, summer was starting, and I was done with freshman year, so I decided to take a break from all this jazz. And I fell deeper into the scales. I lost my ranking. I believe I was in top like 0.6 when I used to be in top 0.4. Like, I was so proud of it, and then sophomore year comes around. I was doing like 200 wheat. Like, whatever my wheat minions did, that was what happened to me too. I wasn't going into a Hypixel at all. I was becoming AFK. I was being distracted, and summer ends. Yay! Sophomore year. Going around being that jokester kid I pretend to be when I'm really just lonely and emotionally sad. Just kidding. I know one of my friends is gonna be like, wait, what? No, I was having a good time. I had new goals. I still had Hypixel somewhat in my head. I was watching Technoblade's Minecraft Monday streams over again, just enjoying them. Like, I was just being there. And during one of Technoblade's Skyblock videos, I was like, I should really try and get back into Skyblock again. And they had pets this time, so I was really intrigued. So, third trimester of sophomore year, getting very close to modern day. I started back up on Skyblock, looking around. Not much has changed about my island and whatnot. I was up to 4 million coins, which was really good. And yeah. Uh, I started going deeper into wheat, getting about a couple thousand a day. And then I was like, like, I had an hour a week of just mining wheat on its own. I wasn't really into it. And then I learned about Corona, and I was like, oh, whoa, that's probably gonna harm me even more. Turns out, it didn't. Like, school got shut down, and we now had to do it online, which I could do easily. Like, I was gaining confidence, and I was proud of it. I got about, like, an hour of wheat in a day. Now that's a lot of wheat. Pretty soon, I was up, like, from 94,000 wheat all the way to 220,000, and I was like, holy moly! And I was in the top 1,000 by this point. Like, out of a couple, like, 300,000 people, I was in the top 1,000 for wheat. Pretty impressive, right? Now, I started pushing it a little harder, like, started going at it. And then I got distracted. Now I was thinking, why don't I give one of my minions a Super Compactor 3000? Because that compacts it, then it compacts it again to make it even better. So I was about to buy one, but then Christmas came. Now I know some of you are thinking, Joe, you're still in your sophomore year. There's no way Christmas came. Well, in Hypixel, Christmas came. I started spending money on getting presents. I don't know. I was in a really weird mood that day. Like, I was just ecstatic, happy because it's Christmas. Like, I started finding people. I bought a lot of presents, like 4 million coins worth. And if you recall what I said earlier, that's how much I had in my bank, so this was serious. And one of the presents, I got XP, which is how I got fishing up really fast, because I still didn't care about it. I also got coins back, which I believe was the best thing about it. I was just gifting people, they were saying thank you, like, they were so happy about it, as both of us were being rewarded. Now, I was almost done with all my presents, like 9 stacks of 64 white presents, 3 stacks of green presents, and 10 red presents. That's a lot of presents. So I started thinking, I wonder if there's anything really rare to do with these presents. Turns out there is, that I probably should have invested in sooner. What was this, you might ask? This was the simple, easy thing of armor. What does this armor do? Well, if you look at my health, it's currently 968, and my defense is 265. That's how good the armor is. This armor single-handedly doubled my health. And I was like, wow! And I spent an extra 2 million on it. But yeah, I got the boots and I was like, wait, there's armor for this? And I spent my entire day at the auction house trying to get the helmet, chestplate, and pants. The pants were ridiculous. The chestplate cost me about like 600, 800,000 coins, so like $60,000 to $80,000. You can get a car with that money. Like, Now, of course, I wasn't too bothered by this because I can make the money back quickly. How does one make the money back quickly, you might ask? Well, there was a way. Now, of course, me being the person I am, I sold my iron. Sorry for the silence. But you see, I got around 500k for my iron, which is kind of sad because I was working towards the golem sword. And when you get 500k in iron, you know, I was pretty close. So, I gave up on the golem sword. The pants cost me like 700,000, so that's like 1.5 million I had in extra funds of selling like all my good stuff. And then the helmet, surprisingly, only cost me 500,000. And this dude, and this is a major shout out, his name was Mr. Kojo. He visited my island without me even knowing, and he was just waiting there for me. I don't know why. Was he a stalker? I don't know, but he was selling the chest plate. Well, he was selling the chest plate, and I got it. Got the pants too, failed on the helmet. And I looked at Mr. Kojo. Like, entered my island, looked at him. I was like, what's he doing here? And it turns out, he had all this armor to spare. Now, I wasn't just gonna be like, sorry dude, I don't want to take your armor. Like, he had 2 extra sets that he didn't even need. So I was like, oh, I'll just buy a helmet. His original price, 100,000. Now, I was about to accept this, but I was like, actually, this costs way more than I thought. Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked. So I just paid him 500,000 because I'm a pleb that way. Now, this 500,000 didn't really need to give it to him. But I did because I was in a weird mood that day. Later on, I went foraging. Why? Because I had a ton of XP bottles, like as you saw in my backpack earlier. when I was sipping my nice drink. And I found this guy named Ryan. Now, Ryan's an NPC. This NPC was pretty peculiar. For every time, well, he just wanted you to stand on fire for 10 seconds and not die. Me with nearly 1,000 health, I was like, bring it, son, I can beat this easily. And I got this Campfire Initiate badge. I kept ranking it up, now I get 14 health when I'm on fire. Pretty good. But then I found a problem. I need wheat. And I need money. I was dirt poor, I had like 10,000. Started selling a lot of my things, went back to the diamond mines just to get more money. Like, my iron minion ain't gonna be leveled up for a long time. My golem sword, it's just gone. Like, it wasn't that great. And I still needed that super compactor 3000. So, end of Christmas, I tried to sell a gift the fish. Now, looking through the Hypixel forums, one costed about 17 million back when it was awesome decoration, something to flex with your friends on. And I was like, wow, kinda wish I had that. Wait, no, I didn't think that would. No! I was thinking of a different thing for a second, but yeah, the gift the fish actually cost around 17 million, which was great, and I put mine up for 10,000 because I was cheap and I had to pay for the first initial fee of selling it. Put it up for 24 hours. It's a gift the fish. Everyone's gonna probably want it. I might even get 2 million. Next day, checks in on it. No one's bid on it. Well, there's still about 9 hours left. The next day, I noticed that Christmas was coming again. I was still dirt poor, and my wheat collection wasn't really going up. So what did I do? I wasn't just gonna quit. I checked my gift the fish. Sold for 15,000. I was like, it probably went down in price a lot. Because this was like the 24th time we've had Christmas. And that forum post was like 3 days old. People. Okay, sidetracked. If people just harm the wheat minion, like, you can take its stuff, I'm fine with that. But if you just hurt the wheat minion, like, it bugs me. Don't chop up his crops, those are his crops. And I just consider it very rude. I mean, yeah, there's no one there going to be like, stop. No. You need to stand up for that minion. Like, he's a minion. He's basically a slave, but help him. No, of course. Okay, back on topic. Wheat. I still don't understand fully why this is the topic, but trust me, I'm insane. Now, this is my tactic for getting a lot of wheat. Do I need this wheat? No. So I'm just mining wheat on a constant basis. No reason whatsoever except to get a placement on a leaderboard. Because I thought it would be awesome. Maybe even become number one day. That would be perfect. But for now, I haven't been able to do too much. I did buy a Super Compactor 3000 because I kept selling my minion stuff. And hopefully things go a lot faster. And yeah. Continuing on from this. I'm gonna be making videos at least once a week. Hopefully, I'm trying to get it to twice a week with my parents' permission. But it's just been an amazing YouTube trip so far. Hopefully, I can get followers and have a great day, y'all.